Hello, boys and girls. It's like Jola and FK. Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Dear Self. I'm with my one and only blessing, Obome Onyechukwu.
I'm not gonna ask you. You said it.
Onyechukwu. So yeah, I've known Blessing throughout high school. I'm not sure why I said high school, but you get my point. No, we are doing classic things now, push. But I've known her since secondary school. And then from secondary school, went to university, and yeah, we've remained friends. Been friends for more than 10 years now. Yeah. I mean, we're not really close in secondary school, but we talked. And then in university, I think like university we really picked up. It was really great. It was nice. Okay. How has life been since like finishing school and everything?
Life has been okay.
Happy?
Life has been okay. Like eating every day, we're under a roof, and we're surviving.
Honestly, we're surviving because it's not easy. It's not easy. Tinubu has shown us that to survive is not beans. You cannot just be born and be existing. You have to actually make ends meet. So we thank God. I feel like basically I have a topic today, and like I thought about our experience. I was thinking about like what we discuss, and I thought about our experience throughout school. Boarding school was interesting.
What I am here for. This is what I am here.
Boarding school was interesting in as much as people would not like to admit it. And because I came from a mixed school and then went to Holy Rosary, which was like a boarding school, and it was now all girls. It was a lot for me to adjust, yeah. But I feel like it was. Do you know I cried on the first day of school?
Seriously. I was overjoyed.
I did.
I was overjoyed.
No. Yeah, I was forming.
You guys gave me SS1.
Yeah, and I was forming hard guy. But by the time I got there now,
Reality.
my parents now like helped me arrange my bed. Oh my god, that was the worst. I think that was the worst like 3 days of my life, because my parents helped me arrange my bed and then put my mosquito nest, and my mosquito nest was straight out the bag. You know you're supposed to sun it. I didn't know. I did not know. They now put my mosquito bed. I was like, don't fall sick. This one, that.
Was it heat season? Was it during heat season?
It was around.
Heat season,
I think we resumed in September.
Okay. That was
so
like rainy.
It wasn't really raining really like that, because it was after August. You know, August is when that rain used to be serious.
Yeah.
But like September, not so much. And then it was not like when my parents were like, oh, bye. That was when enough eating my chest. I was like,
Did you have like rashes? Because I was also experiencing this.
Yeah,
I didn't dry my mosquito net.
I had to use powder on my face for like 4 days straight. It was later someone else told me that did I sun? Yeah, and I had to do it. I didn't know.
It's not a sweet experience.
It was not funny. It wasn't. Friends, I said bye, and I escorted them to the gate.
They even allowed people's parents to enter, and
yeah,
they did not allow our parents.
They
just drop on the day. I've been and my parents just dropped me come out.
No, my parents, I don't know if it was everybody's parents, but they did allow my parents inside. Okay. And I remember getting to the gates because like I was supposed to escort them outside. Escorted them, got to the gate. They were like, you can't go anywhere. I didn't answer anybody. Followed my parents
to leave the gate.
I followed them to the car. Okay. And they were parked outside the gate. They're like, you can't cross the gate. I didn't answer anybody. It was not Mr. Patrick. Mr. Patrick was like, where are you going to? I just looked at him. Mr. Patrick was I feel like he felt my pain. He just laughed because the normal Mr. Patrick that I had heard of was very strict and very annoying. But for me, I feel like he just understood that I was just like, he just allowed me, bro. So what was school like for you? Yeah, I forgot. I wanted to talk about the topic. The topic is actually peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, okay. It's peer pressure. I thought about some things. I said I was going to sit down and dissect this topic because I feel like there's so much misconception and misunderstanding and misinterpretation about like under the topic peer pressure. But yeah, continue. How was school? What was it like for you?
Well, my junior days wasn't fun. Like Favor James, wherever you are, wherever you are.
Yeah, I kept hearing about people James until I left that school.
She was terrible. Like our junior secondary days was like, it wasn't fun. We're always punished in the night. We won't even sleep. Like sometimes Metron had to even intervene. She's like, why are you punishing these children? They have to wake up by 4. Because then we used to wake up by 4. Before they now shifted it to 5, right?
Yeah.
We used to wake up by 4. By 1 a.m. we are still serving punishment. As if these girls were so innovative. They always thought of new ways to punish us because they don't allow flogging. They always thought of new ways to punish us. Like, it was not sweet at all. It was sweet for some people. That's the people that used to give special treatment. It was sweet for them, but for some of us, like the likes of me, it was not sweet. it wasn't sweet. So it was after they left. Yeah, I still had issues with our immediate initially, but we started working together more, and the whole resentment and everything just died down.
I think I met the set rivalry
between us
and the set above us. I feel like every set has that thing.
That indifference is always there.
I feel like every set has that thing.
Us and what's below us.
Yeah, but then the ones below us, we don't usually have problems with them. It was like, even for us, it was like we didn't have issues at when we were SS1. We didn't have issues with the guys in SS3. They were always even coming to our aid. It was the ones in SS2 that were always
like, I don't know. But it was when we like became SS2s and they were like SS3s. That's where we like got closer. I feel like that was when we got closer to them because we're like the most seniors, SS2 and SS3. So we like at some point we just had to relate. Like I was just like, but blessing, you're stubborn, but you're stubborn. I was like, it's true. Maybe it's because I'm actually like always being defensive because I feel like I had to protect myself. So I was always defensive. I was like, okay, these pioneers that used to bully you, they're out. Like, so you don't need to always have your guard up. Just relax. These people are actually being nice to you. Just reciprocate and everything. And it was when I realized that and I just calmed down. I just let my guard down and I started relating with them and everything. That's when we became friendly, close. Like they were nice to me and I was nice to them. And that's how we became friends. Like, yeah.
That was nice. We didn't really have an issue with them getting into school. It was later on when we now became one of you guys. We became one of the clique, one of the gang. That was when we now started having. And somebody said that like it was when we the newcomers came. That's when our sets now started like having fights constantly and consistently with ourselves.
True. That is so true. That is so true because from just 1 to just 3. We never had any major fights.
Maybe it's because you guys had a common enemy at the time. You had people always punishing people, always bullying people, so you didn't really have time for like yourselves and stuff like that.
We didn't really click. You guys like when you guys first came. I don't know why. Or is it because we grew older? Like
okay, so from my point of view, when we first came, we had to spend like a week before like the old people come. So at the time, SS2s were in school. SS3s, I think, too, were in school. Our seniors were in school. So I think we resumed with them. So they were always like, coming around, being nice to us, like giving us anything we wanted, stuff like that, special treatment. At some point, they now started telling us, that this is your set mate. That when they come, you see them, that just somehow they are this. Actually, that was what's going on. They are this, they are that. So I feel like that was the major problem. And then the moment you guys resumed, there was this particular person, I don't want to mention her name. But I feel like the person. There was this particular person that now had an issue with my friend Precious. So now there was now like a whole thing. Yeah. It was not like a proper. It was not like so it now confirmed that these people are actually somehow. So yeah.
I feel like if it was someone else, it wouldn't have played out that way.
Probably.
It was somebody else.
Yeah.
Just because it had to be that person.
No, like if it was somebody else actually did that, but her one was not really loud. Nobody was paying attention to her. It wasn't really calm. She was trying to do garage, but nobody really answered. Nobody had that time, bro. So yeah, that was it. but they just kind of confirmed it, and then from there it was like we're always having issues with something was always going on every semester, every semester, every term.
It was tiring.
But it was interesting.
I could not wait to graduate. Like I really, it was tiring. Like,
but it was interesting.
We were closer. Like
I feel like we were just childish.
Other sets were, even how they still are. Like they even still have their group chats.
We still have a group chat. It's just that we don't. Me, I'm not on the group chat, but our set has group chat.
Yeah, every other set has group chat with our sets, and in our group chat we're like 80 something. Like it's just 40 something that are there. So half of us are not even in the group chat.
Really?
Yes. I wish we are close. You know, like how other sets are like love, the bonds, everything. But I said everybody just wants to be on their own. Everybody just wants to do their own thing. Like I feel like when we are doing things, it's actually your secondary school friends are going to.
Those are like that. Those that's actually my mom always used to say that like your secondary school friends are the friends that will stick for a very very long time. Because on Saturday I went for my friend, one of my friends, you know Olachi now, Olachi's cousin. Olachi's cousin Chimoke. We met recently, so we became friends. She was like, oh, she's going to, because I've been into sports lately, like exercise, like gym. Not really sure what I'm gymming, but you get my point. And then she was like that she's having her friends invited her for like volleyball, just like a game thing in Mona Lisa. That like, how far are you down? Let's pull up. I was like, yeah, sure. And then I went there, and it was all her secondary school classmates. They were just having fun and playing, and she was like, she hasn't seen some of these people in years. And it was like, this is so nice. Like they actually organized to go and play sports together. And then there's us. There's us.
It's so fun.
Okay guys, sorry for the brief interruption. That's the thing about creating content in your house. We need to get a studio. You guys need to contribute money.
Sponsors.
You need to contribute money.
Sponsors. Where are you?
Anyways, so where were we?
The secondary school.
Yeah, volleyball. And then there's us. It's so strange.
We're just waiting for Owambe.
Actually. But we thank God. Anyways, time is already going, so let's jump into the topic of peer pressure. Peer pressure. So now, I feel like there is a misunderstanding. There's something about people don't like getting the fact that peer pressure is not always. I can't say that peer pressure is not a bad thing, because it is a bad thing. Yeah, but it's not always about. Okay, so let me give an example. Say your friends influence some of the decisions you make. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's peer pressure, because people misunderstand and misinterpret those things sometimes. Like being around certain people influences the choices that you make. It could either be good or be bad. Peer pressure now is when you see your friends doing, whether it makes sense or not, you want to do. You've not sat down, you've not taken a minute to question whether this thing actually, like, would this work for me? Like, is something I should be doing? Is this for me? And then you just jump straight into my friends are doing. Then you go ahead. You're not even thinking about it, so you just do it. And then and then your friends now maybe suggest that you should do it, or they're not even. Sometimes they don't even suggest. They push you to do it with them,
and you really don't want to do it, but you just succumb to
it. My friend, let me just my friend.
Yes.
And like people, I feel like people misinterpret, like they confuse the two, because everybody around you has an influence in the decisions that you make and the things that you do, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's peer pressure. And this is something I've been very conscious about, because I remember back when I was in like GS1, GS2, I had this friend, Irima. And then one day she just randomly mentioned, do you know you don't have a mind of your own? I was like, what? That thing entered. Till today, I can't forget that statement. Because it was like, okay, give me a minute. No, like give me a minute. Let me, yeah. And when I got home, I actually mentioned it to my mom. My mom said it's true. I was like, what? Are you serious? She was like, yes. Because look at it, you're always trying to impress your friends. You're always trying to make sure that your friends like you. Because I was always so big on like making sure that my friends really liked me and everything. But then I feel like one day I feel like I feel like I just got to the point where it was like,
It's
fuck you
draining.
people.
It's
Get
draining.
out.
Like it's draining.
I realized that these people actually don't care about me.
It's draining.
And I didn't have the best friends
Like
that
you
time.
can't even be yourself naturally. You're always trying to check. Is she going to approve? Oh, is he going to approve? Can I do this? Will they be okay?
Yeah.
It's tiring.
It's like I'm always constantly seeking other people's approval.
Yeah.
That like I forget the reason why I wanted to do it in the first place. And even as an adult, I'm not going to lie, it still affects me. But when I just remember that statement, once I just remember, it's like,
Okay.
wait,
Reset.
then it now goes like, people will now start saying stuff like, oh, Irene is just like an I don't care person,
But
like
I've
she
never
just
seen
doesn't
it that
care. That's the thing, that is because I
way.
tried to grow out of it. Like I was very conscious of it. I was very conscious of it. Like I would see people doing stuff, and it's because even if it looks like it's good, but because they're doing it, I don't want to do it. Even it looks like it's something else, it now looks like, oh, sometimes it will be like they'll suggest something. I mean, you should do it. I'll tell you, no, you go tell me what I will do. It will not look like I'm just being stubborn, but like I paid attention to this thing and I made sure this is not who I am. Like I wanted to make sure that I am somebody that will say yes. My yes is my yes, and my no is my no.
Because you want to, like you genuinely.
I'm doing
want
it because
to,
I want to. Exactly.
Doing it, and you feel like you have to join in.
But I feel like that's the and like that thing happened a lot back in school. There were a lot of people that that they got into fights and knew that they got into arguments because their friend was in it. Let's not lie, most of us did it.
No,
but
wait,
but like
don't mix.
Yeah, there's something about defending your friend.
Yes.
But there's some people that is like, I want to be a mom.
You don't even know what happened.
You don't even remember that one. Remember that one? That's so fight.
I'm sure HIT girls.
If they remember, if they think about it, they remember. She saw fights, guys. I kid you not. This girl saw fights from window. Because the way our own dormitory was, because it was just us SS3s in one.
Everything.
So she just saw people were fighting. Who is that? All of us were still trying to figure out who was fighting. Next thing, this girl Baba also.
You know where
she started running.
Where in the army they were like, charge. That was how she charged.
She just ran. I was like, we didn't even know that's where she was going, because we saw her when she ran out of the hostel.
It was genuinely so funny because she could even get there. I tried. She wants to fight.
Since you want to fight, let's continue fight. But like is honestly, I feel like everybody has grown, so everybody knows what they're doing now.
She knows it's her, but
she knows she's the one. So don't take it to heart. It was just very funny, but
still funny.
Funny say, was it funny? Was it Florence? One of them, somebody in my dormitory made the statement. She was like, this one wrong, go fight for another person honor.
I will defend my honor.
You wrong, go they fight for another person honor.
It was just stupid. So just stupid. Like you didn't even know what was happening. And like, what if they were expelling everybody?
We didn't even know that's where she was going to.
Everybody that were in that place. What if they were expelling us now? That's how you would have been expelled for nothing. Like,
and there were just some people that there were actually a lot of people back then in school that did not have a mind of their own.
Yeah.
And I think maybe because I had heard that statement before, and I had friends, both male and female. I had experienced things before coming. Yeah. And then they didn't have the exposure to. Like, so I get that. Like it was an all-girls school.
I was never someone that goes with the crowd. I feel like that's why
a lot of people didn't really like you.
I was never someone that goes with the crowd. Like I will always have a mind of my own. I don't care if the whole set is like, this is not it.
If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense.
This is it, I'm going with that.
Me, my own kids, I feel like I got dragged a few times for telling people this thing you're doing, like how far.
I was always ready to be dragged.
I feel like I got dragged. So I think after like the second, third time, I just stopped. I was like, anything you want to do is fine.
Like it's not even as if you would drag me. Two of us will enter that.
But that's the thing. I was never the type to exchange words and like be violent. It's even now I'm doing it. I wasn't doing it before.
If you're that type of person, you just have to be ready because people will come for you.
Yeah.
Like people will always come for you.
And I
just
have
have
this
to be
thing of
ready.
being misunderstood, bro.
Yeah.
People were always misunderstanding me. It wasn't just in Holy Rosary. It wasn't even in the school before. It was in my primary school. Let me give you this story. Primary school. So I remember in was it because our school we're not calling it primary, we're calling it grade. So like in grade 5, grade 4, no, yeah, grade 4 was when people started bullying me. Then in grade 5, um, in grade 4 they just kind of it was a clique. That's why I didn't really like girls. That's why when they put me in an all girls school, it was very annoying. So it was like a clique, like all the girls just came together and decided I was the common enemy. Do you understand? And then like in grade 5, they bullied me a lot. But then in grade 5, I now made a statement. I said that I was actually born on a Good Friday. Everybody, I kid you not just my class, everybody in the set, liar. They started calling me liar from that day. I said they
Because
ganged
they were
up.
there now.
They
When your
ganged
mother
up.
gave birth to you.
They ganged up. How can I say that I was born on the day Jesus was I said, don't you
Are
people?
you dumb? I mean,
But like,
we have Good
but
Friday
that's
every
the
year.
thing. But
We have Good Friday every year.
these are the things that cause misunderstanding. If people's IQ are not up to the extent where they understand the things that are coming that's coming out of your mouth, it starts to look like this person.
They thought you were saying you were born.
Oh, the day Jesus. I said I was born on a Good Friday. I kept repeating it. They kept shouting that she's lying. She's a liar. This one. That. I think my teacher even came in and said, I was like, what's going on?
Like,
They now told him. He now asked me, Uche, but what did you say? I said I was born on a Good Friday. The man now laughed and left. Instead of him to even sit them down and explain, he now laughed and left. He continued. I think till we left the school.
yeah.
I was constantly bullied and constantly insulted and made fun of and everything. I feel like maybe that's why I was able to build character. That thing helps with character development. That's the only upside to like being bullied. It could also like destroy you as a person.
Yes, it's either you build up your character or you become very intimidated and timid and shy. Like you always enter into your shell. So that's why I was always like my guard was always up because I felt like my seniors are bullying me. So my mates cannot come and bully me. Like my seniors, I'm already having a tough time with my seniors. You as my mate, you know what, come and give me a tough time. No. Before you do, I don't do you times 2. Like before you even come for me, I'll come for you.
Necessary. It was necessary at that time, so I understood. Like there was a lot of blessing this, blessing that, but like personally, I just felt like it was not. It's not even. It's not even deep.
I never.
It's not even deep. Don't worry.
Like anytime I think back, I smile. I'm always proud of myself. Like I never cared. I know that I stood up for my rights. I stood up for what I knew was the good thing.
Because it is a different thing when you're now thinking back and you're regretting everything, every action, what you should have said in the conversation, you know, this kind of thing.
What you would have done to defend yourself. But I will always look back and say, I've not done it any other way.
I feel like in my own case, the reason why I never defended myself is like I know what I'm saying. You people don't understand. That's fine. That was what it was for me. But now I realized that I probably should have done more.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't care, bro. I don't care, beg. You should just say what you want to say, do what you want to do. It's fine.
Secondary school is that once they see you as an easy prey,
they will keep picking. They will keep picking on you. Yeah.
Like, nobody ever came for me because they know that once you come for blessing, she will drag you through the mud. Like
drag you by your ponytail.
You can't even play with me. Even if you're a teacher, I don't fucking care.
No, it was when it got to the teacher's part, I was like, this blessing, like you're doing plenty because now.
Do you know that? Let me give you an example now of how they are always the ones that come for me. Because there was a day that Mr. JP, I don't know if you remember him, physics, yes, he came into the class. So before our 8 o'clock class, you know, sometimes we'll finish everything on time, so we'll have some time to spare before our classes. So I was literally just reorganizing my locker and everything. So my books, you know, that time they just give us books now. So my books on the table, on my laps, everywhere. So when he entered the class, you know, somebody will hit the table, now get up and say good morning, sir. I was literally the first person that stood up and said good morning, sir, because of everything, my books and everything was like weighing me down. So as I stood up, the weight of my books pushed me down before he could turn. So as he was turning, then he saw me on my seat. Then he was like, you don't have respect, but see everybody standing up. You know, everybody in the class literally told him that, sir, Blessing was the first person to stand up and greet you. He could literally see the books on me. that okay, probably these books fell on me. That's why I sat down. So everybody in the class are now lying. Everybody in the class literally said, "No, sir."
Maybe they were covering up for you.
No, it could like there are still some
that's
people that will
probably
keep
who was
quiet.
thinking.
You know that even if some people are covering up for you, but some people will not lie. They'll keep quiet. But everybody was saying that Blessing was even the first person to greet it. Like even when he was saying he's a lie, someone like she was even the first person to stand up and you know this man still told me that I should go downstairs and sit down on that concrete floor. Do you know I sat down there for the first 3 periods? Even during snacks, people were passing. I was still on that floor. I just stood up and left. He now later called me and said, "Oh, so you stood up?" 8 years I stood up. He now said, "Why?" I said, "Because you punished me unjustly."
How long did he expect you to be
and
there?
you actually punished me unjustly. Because why did you punish me? If that was not wickedness, if you were not targeting me, you know those teachers they used to target me. If you were not targeting, because if you were,
you know,
they used to
discuss in their staff room.
If it would have been any other person,
You wouldn't have
let's say
done
it was Benita.
Actually,
Tell me he would have told Benita to go downstairs and sit on the floor. If it were to be any other person, he would have not handled it that way. But because it was best of women now, that's I should go and sit down on the floor.
And you know they used to like converse between themselves when they discussed the entire history.
So all of them now assume that
they are like this, you're like this.
Do you know when I knew that they used to discuss was the day that Mr. Jan, like he was standing outside his office. I saw him holding a water bottle. Then I went to meet him and said, "Let me help him fetch the water bottle." He was now saying, excuse me, he was now saying, "Can you see the blessing of women that they used to say is stubborn is this? That she's not the one that came now to help me to fetch my water. That did I even call for her?" I was like, oh.
So now
maybe that's why Sister Anne just hated me for no reason.
She hated you?
Because I never ever crossed paths with her. But immediately she entered seat like she was our principal. Like she just did not like me. And I was like, what have I done to these people? Like, what have I done to you? But what's about me is that if I see that you don't like me, myself, I go hate you. I don't care. I don't even want to know why. I will never go and ask you, why don't you like me? I will hate you back.
No, they do the hating. No, they do hating competition.
I will hate you back. So that was my own. I don't even care. I don't even want to know why you don't like me. I don't even want to know if I did something to. Once I just notice it, first time we encounter you were mean to me. Second time you were mean to me. Third time you were mean to me. Okay, this one you don't like me.
No Allah, no Allah.
Myself, I don't like you.
So
people always saw it as me looking for trouble, and I was like, I will never look for trouble. I will never just be like this and just go and look for another person's trouble. It's if you come for me. You cannot come for me and expect me to sit down and eat your rubbish. I will never do that. It's if you come for me and I know that I'm not wrong, because I'm always someone that if I'm wrong, I will say I'm sorry. I will apologize. I'm sorry, what I did was wrong. When you come for me, I now retaliate. You now want to victimize yourself. Like
yeah, there were some people that were fond of doing that.
Yes, they always make it look like I was the villain and they were like the victims when they were the ones that came for me. And you know there was nothing that you could say back then that gets to me. If you like say, oh, you're skinny,
no problem.
I'm a ballerina.
No,
I'm a ballerina. I'm a ballerina.
Who was that?
Yeah, this.
Who was even that?
It's this ballerina joke. It was just too funny. I was like, yes, I'm skinny, but I'm skinny, but there's so many things that skinny can do. I can be a ballerina, I can be a swimmer. But you that are fat, what can you do? They will not say, oh, Blessing, you were too ash. You were not. So me, that she got skinny. Is it because I have thick skin? Is it because things don't get to me?
But like, there's also there's actually always time is going, but there's also something about people not understanding that you calling somebody skinny is also body shaming. Like, it's not just body shaming when it comes to a fat person. Like, oh, you don't want to be called fat, but you're calling me skinny. Clap for yourself.
Because things like this don't get to me, then you not come and start crying and for me victim. You cannot guilt trip me.
It's not possible.
If you like, cry me a river. I said what I said.
Cry me a river.
I said what I said. You came for me, and I showed you I'm not one to play with, and now you're acting like the victim. Then everybody in the set will be like, oh, this is not fair. Oh, you want to join her?
May you add more add you inside. Yeah, I've actually been meaning to mention this your dress. You mentioned that it was a brand that sent it to you. See, boys and girls, see my friend. How do they speak Bible? They are sending her this thing. clothes to represent brand. What are people doing?
This one is.
People should. I don't understand.
This one is from Lima NG.
This is so nice. It's actually so nice.
Thank you.
I like it so much.
Thank you.
And you send me the name of Japan. Do me
Sure,
go by. But like these people, how far people should reach out to me. Don't worry. I'll also come and start pestering people because I need to, you know.
Yeah.
Because most of the clothes I actually wear on my this thing, I'm the one that made them myself. Either made them myself or bought them. Like nobody actually. Then again, now upcoming that they do no wala, no problem.
When you reach out to them.
Not really, yeah.
Because I don't know, there's this misconception that brands will reach out to you. Like there's a certain point where you get that.
That's possible.
You, but
for now, it's our turn to be doing that. More blessing. Thank you so much for today. I really hope we get all the likes and shares and subscription and comments. You know that we're always having this conversation, but you know what, I'm going to leave it today because the video is already long. Next time I'm going to get you all, so don't forget to like. I'm going to attach her handle. I don't know how I'm going to do that on YouTube, but I will attach it.
As you're editing it, you can use that.
Okay, that's true. I'm going to attach her handle so you guys can follow her. She's also a content creator, so yeah, a fashion icon, as you can see. So thank you. Bye.